Ahora de Cuba la Bella, del Palacio de los Jugos, los chicharrones. Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina era CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero en Cuba yo era médico.
Les saco el dedo y digo Q. Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Bayo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to a special edition of East 10th Street Boys, straight out of Hialeah.
Yeah.
But we're in
Franklin.
Yeah, you brought that sign. Got Alex and Bobby Melendez. We are live from Nashville. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone watching for tomorrow. So excited to be here, my brother.
What's up,
How you
my
doing,
man? I'm good. A little cold, a little chillier in Hialeah.
Yeah,
I remember not as
chilly.
humid. So, but it's fun to be here, bro. You know I love it.
Yes, I got my little heater right here just to heat these legs up. It's nice, crisp 40, 30 degrees.
Crispy nuts,
Is it?
man.
Yeah, crispy nuts. Manny in the house. What's up, brother? Oh, man, guys, it's such a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes,
I was thinking Miami Heat are playing right now.
Mhm.
We got to follow up on that score.
Yeah.
They're playing the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it's the tournament, right? It's an in-season tournament tonight, or is it? I thought it was.
I don't think so. Let me check.
But, and also to talk about the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins play on Black Friday. Very excited about that. We got a lot of great coverage here on the network. You're watching again East 10th Street Boys on the Finstock Sports Network. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But the Miami Dolphins are going to take on the New York Football Jets on Black Friday.
So it's interrupting the Max Shoes, Jimmy Butler handshake at half court.
There you
The
go.
finger salute. No
Those
tournament
guys,
game,
man.
just a regular game.
Okay, it's regular
That's
game.
it, yeah.
Okay. All right. But we'll keep on track for that game. But again, Dolphins facing the Jets. I will say before the season, this is one of this is the game that the series I had split with the Dolphins. The Dolphins splitting the series with the Jets, and this was the game that I had the Jets winning. The Jets have had a surprising kind of year to start it out after Rodgers got hurt.
Mhm.
Decent. I think they are 4-6 right now because now they've started to skid. Now they're starting to fall apart.
Did they make a quarterback change officially?
They did, yeah. That's why my preference to this conversation is the whole before the season and a couple weeks ago. I was like, I think I'm going to stick with that prediction. I think I'm going to stick with the Jets because Miami could split the series. The Jets defense, but you're starting Tim Boyle at quarterback for the Jets. He's a 5-year quarterback. He had 3 starts. Forgetting with who. A few years back, was it Tim Boyle? I think I have a note here. Anyway, he had like 3 starts a few years back for a team, and I think 1 touchdown or 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Nothing to be afraid about.
Yeah.
It's going to be very hard to pick against the Dolphins, and I don't think I'm going to, but I'll hold that for pregame. But, man, what's up? Tammy from Miami in the house.
What's up, Tammy?
Que pasa, Hialeah? Oh, we got the flickers. We got the flickers.
Oh, man.
We got Taco.
Oh,
I don't know
man.
if anybody can see Taco. I know it's bright.
Just remember.
Taco the Coqui here. He's chilling out. Got his coffee con leche. Let's see. Get that rolling. Make sure everything is working perfect. But Alex, man, first off, before we start really diving into the Dolphins, so far, how has your Thanksgiving trip gone so far? I mean, you drove up from Doral.
Yes.
You stopped in Georgia.
Yes.
You went to Tennessee.
Yes.
You went to
Yes.
Kentucky. Talk about it, man.
Oh man, it's funny. It's like it seems to be like an annual thing that we do. And we come in different seasons every time.
Yes,
I think we've been here for New Year's. We've been here for spring break. So obviously this is my son's 10th birthday trip. He wanted to come. That's his only gift. He wanted to come here to see his uncles, to be with his cousins. We stopped at Georgia, like you mentioned. We got a chance to go, which was I recommend to everybody. We actually had a chance to go to Churchill Downs. We saw where they run the Kentucky Derby. We saw it live, and the moment you walk in, I actually got chills. The moment you walk through the halls, I imagine it was walking like walking in the Garden back in Boston, or like in the Forum back when the Lakers heyday. It's like you walk in there and it's empty. There's workers everywhere, but you know there was history. Like you know you're part of history. Like you're just looking around and it is really huge, man. Like they fit, I think, like 80,000 people, 90,000 people on race day. So it was an amazing experience. My son loves Secretariat, and it's funny how life works. A few years back, when we came here last time for spring break, one of the days we wanted to go to Louisville for that same reason, and we couldn't make it. I forgot why it got complicated. It was the bad weather, and that was 2 years ago. We actually got to go now, and it's Secretariat's 50th anniversary of him winning the Triple Crown. So like the features around it is Secretariat, and that's his favorite racehorse. So he was ecstatic, man. And we get to do a show live again. Within a few months. So it's just been a great experience. I love the weather. I love the countryside. So I love hometown. I love my home. But this is very, very, very. I would say at home in my heart, because I'm a countryman at heart.
Yeah.
My parents are from Cuba, in the countryside. So it's like what we say, the campo. Like I feel at home. I don't like the cities. I like just farmland.
Right here, of course, we say live from Nashville, but we're right outside of Nashville. It's kind of like Hialeah to Miami. We're in Franklin, Tennessee, and if I could describe Franklin, Tennessee to those who haven't been here, it's like a Hallmark Channel town. It's a small town feel. You got the theater. You got Alex's wife dancing in the background there.
It's funny. The background that no one can see, but we can see.
We can see. Yeah, give us a little bit of a
French
distraction.
doors looking right at us.
But
it's like with fish when they're in the aquarium. Like I just imagine that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
We're just swimming and they're just watching us over and over.
Everybody's watching all these eyes.
Do something fishy. Do something fishy.
But man, Dolphins. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot to talk about. Friday we got pregame show at 12 noon Eastern. We got Constanza with us. We have Russ Morgan of the Touchdown in Paradise podcast, college football podcast. He is our resident Jets fan. He'll join us on pregame.
Oh man!
To give his take on the Jets.
Sleeping with the enemy. We're sleeping with the enemy here.
I'm excited about having him on. And then, of course, I watched the game. And then, of course, later that evening, Finstanza. I'm not sure if Fish Tank Hank's going to be there, but Finstanza, maybe Hank, Michael Vogel will be doing post game. I see you both. Yeah, we see you too.
And this is the first time we watched a Dolphins game together in like almost 10 years.
It's been a long time.
We haven't actually sat down next to each other watching a game in a long time, man.
It's gonna be a good one. And the reason why I put the title for today's show or the topic is the Miami Dolphins being the hottest team in football. The reason I believe, or the hottest team in the AFC, especially. Yeah. Right now, Miami is golden in the position they are. Kansas City lost. They lost to the Eagles. The Dolphins' offense is the number one offense in football. I believe that's still the case, despite the struggles against the Raiders and so forth.
I looked it up after you told me. Yeah, we're still
number one, right?
Okay. In every category.
Every category.
Scoring.
Yards per game. We know it, rushing. So we know that's still what it is. However, they need to get better as the season goes on. But why the Dolphins are the hottest team in football right now? It's obviously we know what their offense can do, and hopefully it can continue to do. But it's what their defense is doing. Their offense, we know what their offense is capable of. Their defense is starting to show what it's capable of. Their defense is slowly but surely climbing up the boards. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, the way were you able to watch that interception that sealed the deal in that game?
I saw the replay. I didn't see it live.
I know that.
Yeah, because I was trying. But I saw it.
The hustle.
I saw it.
His hustle to go up there, get that ball, finish it out, close it out. I mean, that's a sign of a good to great football team. Yeah. That when you can when your offense is having a bad day, or struggling against the Raiders, and you're like, oh Jesus, lose. We gotta.
You know, it's funny. I think it's every time you move, watch.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just being
It's
a pain
just
in the ass.
flickering.
It was working the
It
whole
was working
time.
fine. It
The
was
whole
on for 30
time.
minutes, bro.
And
I'm
as
telling
soon
you.
as we go
It's
on,
it's like my Wi-Fi at home. Before we do our show, never do you see any problems. The moment you hit live, it's like fuckers. Watch what I do.
man, let me tell you right there, Manny. Thank you, Manny. Happy Thanksgiving to you, brother. We appreciate you. To you and yours.
I haven't even checked them. I
I
gotta
do
check
not
the
appreciate you
message.
both ignoring my nice private message to the
We'll
FTS.
check it. We'll check it now.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Finstands. Is that still good?
I think it's all right.
It'll be all right.
I look kind of dark. It's
Yeah.
cool. Look handsome.
Yeah, you look a little dark.
I look a little dark.
Guys, we're live.
Yeah.
But
This is awesome.
I mean, the
we
defense
we
is
can make some adjustments along
the
way. Watch.
defense.
See this. Watch. Work with us, America. Work with us. There we go. Let's see. Are we there?
I think that's good.
That's cool. Perfect, man.
The defense is performing the way people expected it to perform after
Yeah.
we hired Vic Fangio. After
Yes.
we brought in Jalen Ramsey. What Jalen Ramsey, and I got to give me again, Evan. I got to give Evan the credit because I mean, I wasn't discrediting Ramsey as a player or his impact or what he could do for the other guys. But when my thing was, Evan was like, "Oh, dude, we got somebody equal to Tyreek's talent on defense now." Blah blah. And I was like, "Dude, let's not say anybody's equal to Tyreek's."
Yeah,
talent.
yeah.
However,
I understood what he was.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting, but I was like, come on. But in these last couple games that he's been in, he has shown that he is. I mean, in Los Angeles, I saw a different Jalen. This is a different Jalen Ramsey. This is a guy with a chip on his shoulder, who is playing like a Tyreek Hill in regards of putting the defense on his back and sealing the deal. That deep bomb, he has Hill, and Hill seals the game. It's Ramsey has the interception. And let me tell you something. But they were saying, "Oh, Zach Wilson got benched. The Dolphins defense is going to be upset. They can't intercept him." You think Boyle's not going to get picked off?
Of course, man.
That dude's going to get picked.
Fangio's going to go at him.
Jalen Ramsey and company, they're going to eat. And let me see here. Many of my amateur Thanksgiving is October. Yeah, he's Canadian. It is.
From
I think
Canada.
Does that mean 39 degrees? Is that what it's saying? When it's
I don't know if that's Celsius.
oh yeah, I don't know all that.
It could be.
Anyway,
It could be.
Ray in the house. What's up, Ray? Fins up, brother. But Alex, man, this defense. Let's touch on Miami's defense.
Yeah.
Hi. What is he saying? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the same.
Say hi to his fans.
Yeah.
got no fans, bro.
You ain't got no fans.
I love you, son.
Tough live.
Some love.
Yo, but
Miami's defense.
Miami's defense.
It's well. Remember, we talked about this. when the
Defense
season
wins
started.
championships.
We talked about this when the season started, and people that were calling for Fangio's job after the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
We said this literally. Let the defense evolve. Let the team get healthy. Let the key players get healthy. Because it's okay if you're missing a depth piece, but when you're missing a key piece, like Jalen Ramsey was, we knew. It's like, for example, if you remove Tyreek Hill from that offense, what happens to that offense? Like, you're still going to produce, but you don't have that gravitational pull that people are like, oh shit, Hill's there. When Ramsey's out there, you're not going to throw Ramsey's way. And it just creates, now it makes the jobs for linebackers easier. It makes Fangio's job much easier because he can blitz more. He has secondary that he trusts.
Yeah.
Like, this is when you have Xavier Howard healthy, Jalen Ramsey healthy, Javon Holland healthy. Like, there's not that many quarterbacks that are going to risk throwing in that area. So your linebackers are going to eat, your defensive tackles are going to eat, your defensive ends are going to eat. So those are things that until we had a healthy unit, you couldn't judge this defense. And we talked about this. Offense was light years ahead of the defense. Why? Because the defense is going into a new system. The offense is a system that they're finally comfortable with, and they're hitting on all cylinders. So even for these games, these coming games, Bob, I'm going to put 2 things out there that I believe are going to be the difference makers. Obviously, the offense defense number 1, and I genuinely believe the number 1 thing is going to improve and hopefully change the dynamic that we have right now, because people are starting to question still, is McDaniel's play calling. McDaniel's play calling is going to be, and I agree with him there. He falls in love with certain things, and I understand we are victims of what we're comfortable with at times.
Yeah.
And you try to surprise people, but I guarantee you the adjustments that he will make is going to be the key along with the defense, because like you said, do you know what the offense can do? it's visible. It's evident. We know it. Now, those key moments are the ones that we still need to work on because it's no longer a question about the O-line. Like, people aren't talking about the O-line anymore. That was the topic of conversation when the season started.
No, yeah, the offensive line, it's not about, oh, man, the offensive line,
Exactly.
dude, it sucks. It's now about, oh, they have a bad game. Damn, offensive line didn't do good this day.
Yes, and actually,
Oh, first off, Ralphie boy.
what Ralph is saying is true, but it's a minimum. It's supposedly just to get more money. That he's only going to sell partial of the team to a hedge fund manager. Stephen Ross is in talks to sell part of Dolphins F1 racing and all that, but a minimal part.
Really?
Because he wants to get that money to invest more into it.
Yeah,
He has
and
no
regard,
intention
yeah.
to sell.
And let me just say that and I'm sure Evan can pop a comment in there to clarify. Ross is not selling the team to anybody. His daughter is second in line to inherit it. It used to be the other guy. What's his face?
He removed the other guy?
He removed him because that guy was the one who got caught.
With Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, yeah, he's Tom Brady's friend. So
now you say Tom Brady. Do you think he's involved in the Michigan scandal?
I don't know. I don't know.
That would be interesting if he is, because it's Spygate, really.
You would think, right?
Steinstein.
And Ralph said that the internet is down at the house, so mom's freaking out. But that's okay. You just tune on your phone, put on the little light, your 5G. Ken Griffin is worth $35 billion. Ross will never sell until they win. Ken Griffin is worth 50. Is that who it is? Ken Griffin?
Yeah, Ken Griffin. He's a hedge fund man.
Really?
Yeah. So he wants to sell. He wants to sell part of the team, with obviously whatever cash is involved in the sale. Ross wants to insert it once again into the franchise and invest. Because I got to give this to Stephen Ross, and I've always said this. I know people talk shit about our ownership, but Stephen Ross has always greenlighted anything the coaching staff needed, anything that the general manager wanted to do. He is ideally one of the best owners in regards to he's going to do everything in his power for you to be able to win. And you got to give it to him. Have we been successful before? No. But is the right formula in place right now? Yeah, absolutely. And
I'm sorry, I'm going to pull that up.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that way, if Ralph's still watching, Dolphins owner Stephen Ross is in talks. This is from Andy Slater.
Yeah, so that's a reliable source.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Andy Slater he's in on a lot of stuff. He's like the
Slater's
road show.
Oh, yeah, he's
Miami.
Miami, yeah. He knows everything before it happens.
Dolphins owner Stephen Ross is in talks to sell a minority stake in the team, the Miami Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium and F1 Miami, to hedge fund manager Ken Griffin. The NFL is aware Griffin is worth $35 billion. So, I mean, he's a damn.
Yeah.
He is a real deal. He could buy the damn team.
It's like having like Steve Ballmer. Like when you're Steve Ballmer for the Clippers, like there's nothing, like some owners struggle to have attendance. Like, oh, we need to improve like record sales.
What's up, Jason, man? Fins up, brother.
What's
from
up,
New
man?
Mexico.
Ooh.
Welcome, man. Thank you for tuning in.
Nuevo Mexico.
Bruce Beal is the Jason Sanders of billionaires. You just had to get it in there, dude. You just had to get it in there.
Hey, Evan, I'm with you with Jason Sanders, man. I don't trust that man with my life. If someone puts a gun to my head and be like, if Jason Sanders kicks his field goal,
where's the field goal?
We're gonna save you.
Where's the field goal,
bro?
Put it on a yard mark.
45-yarder.
He'll make it.
He'll make it.
45. Yeah, it's over 50. Where he mistake, and he made a 50-yarder. He missed a 50-yarder. He made a 50-yarder, and then he made a 41-yarder. He was 2 for 3.
Man,
okay. And like I said, Bobby did not trust my deeds. He's such a joke. I trusted it. I was just seeing if there was more info. Stop hating, damn. Finstanza.
He's checking his sources with his sources.
Finstanza's about to pop in and just start talking shit. No, we talked about it. This is where I stand.
Yeah.
On Sanders. Obviously, we can't do nothing right now. My thing is that obviously, yes, at the end of the season, you got to be, you have to be trustworthy. If you miss 1 or 2 kicks, okay, for that the whole season, all right, life happens. But you can't miss almost every other game. You got to make one. You got to be consistent. And Evan knows that's something that's key with me. I will say, yes, at the end of the season, Dolphins need to figure it out, bring in a kicker to push him or to replace him, and just take care of it. However, he is the most accurate kicker in the Dolphins history. I haven't brought that up, which is true.
Which is crazy.
However,
how narratives.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of narratives we push for a lot of players.
Exactly.
But anyway, I will say though is that even though he is the most accurate kicker, he was 2 for 3. He threw 6 points on that game, which was crazy. Okay. And we say, oh,
Which
he
was
missed
the
that.
difference-
He missed
which was
that
the
kick, that
difference
50-yard. Exactly.
maker.
Well, that's my thing. You know,
Yeah.
let's give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
He missed one kick, but did that cost us the game? No. But it, to me, I blame the offense for that. The offense, we have the number one offense in football. There is no reason why the Jason Sanders should be kicking 50-yard field goals. No reason. Danny Crossman's what the Dolphin fans are not
I'm
thinking.
officially banning screen passes.
Jason says nervous for Friday, but if this team is as good as they know they are, we're going to be fine. Fans since '94 and haven't felt this good. Absolutely.
Oh, since
Jason,
'94. So you're talking about Dan Marino coming back from Achilles.
yeah, dude.
We're talking about Achilles. Rogers coming back from Achilles, bro, in 2 weeks practicing. That is
Is
insane.
he practicing in 2 weeks?
He says his goal is to practice in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Which now I just keep thinking about it. After Dan Marino tore his Achilles, he was never really the same.
No.
He was still Dan, but he wasn't as Dan the man. But these surgeries nowadays, like these guys are coming back from injuries, like in 3 months, 4 months time.
A lot has to do with the player. I mean, you got to give Aaron Rodgers credit, man. I mean, you know,
I give it. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and the organization's probably desperate just to bring him back so they could feel good about themselves. But let me see. To apologize to his whole team.
Hey, I gotta give it to him. He's always accountable for
Jason.
I like that.
But let me respond to Jason here too, who said about he's nervous for Friday. I get it. Again, before the season and before a couple weeks ago, I was saying Miami's going to split the series, and I think this is the game Miami split because it is in MetLife. It's Black Friday. Miami on national TV. They kind of fold for some reason. But after the show. It's after the show, woman. Alex's wife. She's watching the show. Good thing she wasn't watching before when we were talking about it.
Oh yeah, thank God. Thank God they weren't watching.
While the show was on.
No, but that's fine. We'll talk about it during dinner.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's gonna be nice.
You know, if it's we haven't watched Hard Knocks yet, we will. I
No,
wanted to watch it
no.
last night, but it got way
We
too
should
late.
watch the first episode.
We're gonna watch it today. Yeah, we'll watch it after dinner or during dinner. Chip, what's up, Chip? No, and anyway,
with
my
you, Chip.
point is,
I'm with you.
again,
Chip.
I thought they were going to split this series, but especially now, the Jets have lost 3 in a row, I believe. They're starting
They're in
their
a downward
third-string
spiral.
quarterback. They are not going to. I don't see them winning.
No,
I don't believe they're going to win, man. But Chip, I appreciate you watching, man. But keep chiming in, dude. We love it, and same for you.
Bob, think about it. The AFC East is combusting as we are hitting in stride.
Oh, well, I have it here. I want to touch on that, dude. And
This is a nice segue. I didn't even know you were going. You see that?
No, it's
That's
perfect.
right here, brother. Connection.
Well, look at the East. Look.
Hold on, I got you.
No, you're good. I think I could see it here. Thank you. Look, 6-5 Buffalo, 4-6 the Jets, and then of course the beauty of the Patriots being 2-8.
Yeah.
How beautiful is that? The last few games, let's see here. The Jets, the Dolphins are actually 10-point favorites against the Jets, and they lead the series 58-56-1. The Jets beat
We lead the series all-time series?
all-time series.
58-56-1.
Yes. And Miami obviously beat them last. It was January 8th, 23, 11-6. That's
Yeah.
And then the Jets beat Miami that same season, last season.
Yeah.
In New York, of course, Skylar Thompson was our quarterback.
Yeah.
Jets 40, Dolphins 17.
Yep.
Jets last 5 games, they've lost 3 in a row so far. Buffalo, Vegas, and the Chargers, and they beat the Eagles and the Giants. Fuckers. I see that. But here's the playoff standings as of right now. We're getting a max subscription tonight. My apologies for the delay on that. Fins are 11-3 against the Jets since the 2016.
Yes. Man.
Now, right now.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to read this out. Okay, here we go. Let's talk very quick on Tim Boyle. Okay. Zach Wilson is benched in favor of Tim Boyle. Boyle is a 5-year pro, started 3 games for the Detroit Lions in 21. He was 0-3.
Lions. That's true.
That's right. He was 0-3 as a starter with a stat line of 526 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, with a completion percentage of 64.9. This season, he only has 33 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 pick. Becton, their left tackle, he's out for 1 to 2 weeks, so our defense should eat.
Yeah.
And A-Chain, though, for Miami, he is considered day-to-day after re-aggravating his injury.
I wouldn't play him, honestly.
So here's some playoff scenarios. Wait, before I forget, Bam Bam is overrated. Here
we go, man. 7. He's not even playing tonight.
He's not.
Jesus Christ, man.
That's why he's overrated. Now, here's some Week 12 playoff scenarios. If the Dolphins lose they remain the 4th seed in the playoffs.
Okay. So, so
The
we don't lose any
yeah,
ground.
we'll be fine in the AFC.
If we win,
if Miami, if Miami, Baltimore, Kansas City, Cleveland, Jacksonville win, Miami remains the 4th seed. Everything stays the same.
Yeah.
However, if Miami wins, Jacksonville or Kansas City lose, Miami moves up to the 3rd seed. If Miami wins and Jacksonville and Kansas City loses this week, Miami moves up to the 2nd seed. If Baltimore loses, Cleveland moves up to number 1.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And if Miami wins, and for some beautiful unknown reason, Jacksonville, Kansas City, Baltimore,
We're
Cleveland,
number 1.
all lose, Miami moves up to the number 1 seed.
Well, we're gonna be a number 1 seed by this coming Monday, Bob.
Can you imagine? Well,
Oh,
I think I have. Do I have the games on here? I don't think I do. Damn. I usually I like to keep the games on of all the important games. I may have them inside, but anyway,
That's true. Chip Money has a point. If Miami wins Friday, they will be temporarily the number 1 seed. On Friday.
no, that's true. No, it is.
True.
If they win,
Yeah.
which they should, they
Yeah.
will be the number 1 seed. It will be a short-lived pass, possibly. But again, hi,
we got a little one.
my youngest,
Yeah.
looking through the window, saying hi. Hi. But
the depths.
But yes, it will. Yeah. If Miami wins, they will be the number 1 seed. But of course, if all those top teams lose, they will stay the number 1 seed. But to me, what matters is as long as they move up, go to 4-3, then 4-2. It's so important for Miami to get that bye. They need a bye, or they need home field advantage.
Home field advantage for
That's
sure.
the main
Home field
thing.
advantage for sure.
Home field advantage. Because Miami, I think they're 4-0
Yeah.
this season, or 5-0 now.
I would like to play the AFC Championship at home.
I
I
would
think we can do it. I really genuinely believe we can do it.
We could. And again, it's matchups, right? So, like, right now, the way it is, right now, Baltimore's number 1. Steelers, okay, so if it was the wild card, let's say the playoffs right now.
I'll be so worried we might lose. He's skipping post game.
I'm just going to be spending some time with him before he leaves. Maybe we'll give, like, a quick reaction. We'll grab the phone and just say something.
What about in-game?
In-game
We can do
reaction,
it.
yeah, that's right. But right now, if the playoffs were today,
Uh-huh.
Baltimore is number 1 seed, so they have a bye.
Okay.
The Chiefs would be the 2nd seed, and they would be hosting the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaguars would be hosting, they'd be the 3rd seed, they'd be hosting the Texans.
That's
and then
crazy,
the Dolphins, as the 4th seed, would host the Browns.
We just talked about 2 teams, Texas and Steelers, that no one had.
Hey.
The Texas turnaround, to me, I knew they were going to be competitive, but the Texas turnaround,
What they've done,
they hit with Stroud.
and
with
they still
CJ as
got
the quarterback.
assets to
And-
build on. Let me ask this. What
Man.
team would you rather face in the playoffs?
What, in the first round?
Right,
Or
first round, like if you had to make it a first round game, because Cleveland,
Yeah.
even though they don't, Deshaun Watson, he wasn't really
Cleveland's
he was a
defense
non-factor.
He was a
really.
non-factor.
So I'm not really
No.
What and
Their
and
defense scares me a little bit.
their
'Cause
defense. I'm
Cleveland is-
nervous. Dolphins offense struggles against top 10
Yes,
defenses,
man.
and Cleveland
Yeah.
I think has the number 1 defense in football.
Honestly, bro, people are going to call me crazy. And I know the Chiefs defense is good, but I want to go up against the Chiefs. Not in the first round, but that's the matchup that
Well-
I'm looking forward to in the playoffs. But first round, easiest matchup.
Yeah, it
If
has
we
to be
get the-
first round.
If
Who
we
would
get
you-
the bye,
between these, well, let's look at the
honestly,
other guys
the
who are,
Jaguars probably
well, if the Jaguars are one of the division leaders, unless Houston overtakes them,
overtakes them. Yeah.
then that's
Which-
that's fair.
Hey, it could happen.
could
The way
happen.
Houston is playing ball.
Let me see. Let me see. The other 3 teams, the 3 teams right after that are on the bubble currently: Buffalo, Colts, Broncos.
Dude, and
Give
think
me the
about the
Broncos.
coaching staff from Kyle Shanahan. The 2 coordinators he's had, the past 2 coordinators have gotten jobs, have led massive turnarounds
Yeah.
within the first year. I know, Mike.
I was just talking to somebody. I was just talking to my boss at work yesterday
Uh-huh.
about the Titans situation, Tennessee Titans, because they're falling on the wayside.
Yeah,
They're probably going to trade Henry after this season, more than likely.
Yeah.
They
Do you
may,
think they'll for
Vrabel
coaching
might go to
change?
New England.
Where does Belichick end up? Because Belichick's going to walk away there. They're going to have a mutual
Somebody
party.
might hire him as the team president and coach somewhere. I
Which
don't know
franchise.
what franchise.
Washington. I
Raiders?
can see Washington making a move.
Maybe the Raiders. Maybe
Well, the Raiders, yeah, that's.
it makes sense. Giving him the reins. I don't know.
But you just have McDaniels there, which is one of his guys.
Exactly.
That's the
But that's why, again, I always see it like, oh, McDaniels can't do it, but Belichick can do it. I don't know, but somebody's going to do it. I don't know if there's a team. However, I will say is that
I think Washington's the team to look out for because Magic Johnson is in there with a new owner. they might.
I like Rivera, man.
I like Rivera, but it might cost him. You know, it's one of those things that if your team underperforms.
Well, if you want a fresh start, you want to be, you because they're talking about even changing the name again.
Again.
So if you do it again, you hire Belichick as your leader. People get excited because you got a Hall of Fame coach,
and he's going to bring the wins record with you. So that's a whole scheme there.
Yeah, but my point was about the Titans was that if they fire or they mutually agree upon to let Vrabel walk, maybe he goes to New England. And then I wouldn't be surprised because their GM is from San Francisco. They go and get one of their coordinators there because look what the way Shanahan's coordinators are doing in the NFL right now. Belichick's coordinators all have sucked. They're terrible. I don't know which. Maybe Bill O'Brien was the closest to being very good,
and not even that because Bill O'Brien was semi-successful in Penn State when he left.
Yeah,
but in Houston, he stunk up Houston. He tore Houston back for years. I mean, thanks to him, he's the one that did the Tunsil trade.
Yeah,
he destroyed Houston. So there hasn't been Matt Patricia when he went to Detroit. Like if you notice a cycle with Bill Belichick coordinators, they leave and then they have to come back because they can't get a job really elsewhere.
Yeah,
and now you're probably thinking McDaniels. I don't think, for example, McDaniels.
No, but John McDaniels should not get another job
at all.
Should not get another job.
He's the worst culture guy. Which comes to now you really start to analyze this, Bob. If Tom Brady would have never been with Bill Belichick, how successful would Belichick have been? Because I know they both needed each other, but Brady went and won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay with Bruce Arians, and now Bruce Arians is a great head coach. I love Bruce Arians.
Yeah,
but this really comes into question when you yourself, if you remove Brady from the equation with Belichick, is he as successful? And everybody that coached under you has not had success in anywhere else they go, and that's a question on leadership. Because look at the Shanahan thing, what I just mentioned. Both of his coordinators left and led a massive turnaround.
42, Chip. It's 42 degrees.
Nice.
I don't know what it's feeling like. Let's see what the field temperature is. He asked why we were in layers.
Yes, right now. And we have a little heater on the side.
It feels like it's 42, but it feels like 40.
Do you see the smoke? Can you see the smoke on camera? Everybody.
I don't know if you can. He lives in Canada. And first off, Evan, Bobby.
How cold is it in Canada, Evan?
It's been fun.
It's been 5 minutes.
Bobby wakes up every morning and says the Dolphins struggle against top 10 defenses. Fact is fact. You wake up every morning and you go, you remember when I said who was right? Who was right?
Now that is a funny visual. As you're walking and like brush your teeth, you're like, oh man, Dolphins struggle against 10.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Hardly ever wrong.
That's a funny image. I gotta give it.
But man, so talking about the Dolphins and where they stand in the playoffs. You said, what was the team that you said that you want them to face if you had to pick one of the teams that were currently in the playoffs?
Oh, out of all of them, honestly, the Jaguars.
If the Jaguars
if they lost the top one, because the Texans have nothing to lose. So to me, that's a dangerous team. The Jaguars are on the brink where they're competitive, and they do have a championship head coach in Peterson. So I know that's going to be the Chiefs. I know is going to come in the secondary rounds, but I do believe we can get the Chiefs at the right time because their defense is young, their defense is strong, but their offense is still. The Chiefs look out of sync. I've never seen a Patrick Mahomes team look so out of whack in certain moments that you can argue probably the most complete game that they played was the game before Miami and against Miami. Aside from that, and I'm really surprised because of Andy Reid, I know his receivers are very young and his running backs are young as well. The O-line is getting stronger, but that team looks like in a big game, Mahomes trying to be the hero, he could throw 2 picks and that costs you the game. So those are the things that I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, it's their defense though. Their defense is legit, and that's it. That could save them. Jets going in all Black Friday, and guess what color the Dolphins will wear? I know,
white,
all black for Friday. They're wearing all white. Yeah,
the Dolphins.
Yeah, they don't wear. They haven't worn their aqua jersey not once.
Why is that? They wore aqua pants
yeah.
and the white jersey, but why don't they go like all aqua?
I don't know. I don't know. I did not want Miami to play the Texans. I'm feeling a little iffy about them. I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch Baltimore. No. You know, I don't want to touch Baltimore.
Baltimore, I don't mind if it's here.
Jacksonville, I like. Obviously, and any of those 3 teams, Buffalo, Denver. If we were to face one of them, but Pittsburgh, with Kenny Pickett, I'd like to face Pittsburgh.
I like to face Pittsburgh, but their defense is taking a hit, but they're still strong.
They're still strong.
That's the thing.
They could upset
and they
you.
find a way to win.
They find a way to win.
That's the scary part.
Houston, I mean, that's a team like, oh damn, dude, that'll be like a little you bite your lip. Oh shoot.
The thing is, like Houston, Miami has everything to lose. Houston has nothing to lose.
Because
Houston was expected to be a lottery team again. I mean, not a lottery
exactly.
team, a down ground under team. So
that's why when the Dolphins lose or two has a bad game or has a bad throw or whatever, it gets
super loud.
blown up.
Yeah, always.
If the other guy has a bad game, they're like, okay, well, whatever. But that's why, because Miami's such put up there, score the ever loving holy Jesus out of me. They scared. Oh, hey Chip, man.
And honest, I told you because I had tanked down my fantasy team.
Yes,
the Texans have scary weapons that no one really thought about, and the fact that the Panthers, C.J. Stroud, people passed them up. I don't know if the Panthers are going to regret picking Bryce Young. I love Bryce Young, but C.J. Stroud looked like the most quarterback ready. And to me, Anthony Richardson. I know he was hurt, so we didn't really get to see him. I still think Anthony Richardson is going to be the best quarterback of this draft class. But C.J. Stroud just stepped in there, and that man is going to lead the Texans for the next decade. Like, he has that in him. And the weapons that they have, how they're building their defense,
and what
the
the
Texans are going to
get.
the Texans are going to be that turnaround that the Dolphins have and their weapons and acquiring all that. The Texans are going to be right there for the next decade.
Yeah,
with their youth, which is the thing. Like right now, they'll probably make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they might lose and they gain the experience. But it's that scary team that no one wants to face because you make one mistake and it costs you your whole season. Because they got nothing to lose. They'll lose the next round, but they really have nothing to lose. So when you have nothing to lose, you play with everything you have.
So let's say in this the matchup with the Steelers versus the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Chiefs win that one.
Yeah,
and then you got Houston at Jacksonville. It's a divisional game. Those divisional games always are the bad ones.
I think Houston can take
Houston. Let's say Houston takes Jacksonville, and then Miami welcomes Cleveland. The important thing is it's in Miami. It would be at Miami.
If it's Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again,
I think we beat Cleveland.
But I think that's another one too. But Cleveland's no freaking joke.
But out of all of them, I'd rather face the Jaguars.
But if we beat the Browns, then we would face the Ravens would face the Texans.
Okay.
Dolphins would face the Chiefs
at Arrowhead. Point. Or at us?
At Arrowhead, because it's 2-4.
Because 2-4.
We would be at Arrowhead at that point. See, so that would be Dolphins lost that first one. That would be a cold game. That's Miami's prove it game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I think Bob, they're gonna honestly
still early, obviously, but
it's still early. But I do think they want to emphasize they want to win out. Because if they win out, obviously I still think we're gonna lose against Baltimore. I have us losing 4 games. Initially, I had 5.
Baltimore's the only team that my predictions before the season, but Baltimore's the only team that I look at the schedule and I go, oh God, that's gonna be a tough one, dude. Like the other ones
down to a field goal.
The other ones, like you go, oh, dude, Dolphins should win this game, and if they lose, they lose, and they made themselves lose.
Yeah.
But if Baltimore's the one was like, that's gonna be hard to pick against. That's gonna be a tough one.
I really do believe.
What did I say?
What?
I'm not being a hater. Was I being a hater? What did I say?
I don't know.
He's talking shit.
Is it to Sanders?
I didn't say
I just didn't think it was
bull crap, and he's just being a troll.
But man, my thing is, I do think they're gonna emphasize because obviously we do this heat talk. Now you say that we do this heat talk about the regular season. There's a newfound urgency in season play. 4-17, man. We're gonna finish seeing this game now when we're done. There's in season play, and I know sometimes the playoffs count and all that. I do believe there's a sense of urgency for McDaniel, not for job secure or anything.
No,
is that you want to secure home field advantage, and people say that, and Dolphins of course they're gonna get home field advantage. I'm like, every team wants to secure home field advantage for a reason,
of course.
But I do believe it's essential for us.
Yes,
because it eases the path a little bit to reach the Super Bowl, in my opinion.
Absolutely. No. So, and you look at how Miami does at home.
Yes.
What Miami has done at home minus what they do out on the road. If they could pull this off at home, if they could get home field advantage, whomever they face, it's not going to be a cakewalk, but it will give Miami a stronger chance to succeed because they are way better at home. And you got to give Dolphin fans credit because Dolphin fans lately especially with this team, have really shown up in droves at home during these home games, which really helps the team.
Yeah.
It's exciting to be a Dolphins fan. Excited to be a bit Miami fan. Let me read Stanzas comment here. Ken Griffin has a lot of Bobby and Ken Griffin have a lot of comment. They are both edgers.
Pause it. You seem familiar. Have I threatened you?
Have I threatened you before? That's awesome. Oh man. And there's my son now. He's gonna be poking his head through. Let's see. No,
Everybody's come around.
what is he doing?
Over and over. Mandy has come over.
Mandy, yeah, she wants to tear stuff up. So guys, again, you watch East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah here live from Nashville. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone who's tuning in for tomorrow. Again, and you see there on the bottom of the screen, I do want to talk about Caneswear. Is a new sponsor for Finstock Sports Network. Very excited about partnering up with them. Guys, Dolphins gear, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, Panthers. If you're a Miami sports fan and you want the latest and best gear, go to Caneswear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. Or if you're out of state or not around Davie, Florida, you can go to their website, www.caneswear.com. They ship if you're over $99, if you have an over a $99 order, you could order shipped free shipping. Also, they got a huge sale going on. It started today. I believe if I had it here, let me make sure I have it and I read it correctly. There we go. And pull this up.
It's crazy. I'm just seeing, and I'm quite up because I'm just seeing a replay ball with Drew Smith. He got hurt. He landed in the corner of the Cavs bench. That's one of the things about
Here we go.
in arenas.
So the holiday sale started today.
Wow.
Guys, save up to 20 to 60% off on all items, all teams. Dolphin fan, Dolphin gear, Heat gear, Panthers, Marlins. You can visit Caneswear. The prices are up. The deal is up there as well. Or you could, of course, go visit the store or go to their website. For some real cool stuff they got going on there. Caneswear, we're excited about them, man. Excited about everything they got going on there too. I wait to see you at Nacho Gate.
That was funny, bro. The Nacho guy. Have you seen that?
Oh,
the Nacho guy, the one that the girl.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see
bro.
that. That's Tyreek Hill's wife.
Who?
The Nacho girl.
Yeah, right. For real?
Yes, I found out on Twitter. That was Tyreek Hill's wife. They said it I have to watch it.
That is awesome.
But they said in the next scene he's gone. You can't see the guy anymore. So something happened. But Miami Heat.
Oh,
where are they right now? Are they third seed?
I think they're fourth.
We
lost. Yeah, because we lost the first game against Chicago.
Won the second
on a back-to-back. We won the second game.
Okay.
We shouldn't have lost the first game, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. They're up now 17-16 against
What
the Cavs.
player, man, there's a few of them. Duncan, Bam, Jaime, Josh is starting to come around. Richardson, I mean. Butler coming, but looks like he got that rust off.
Yeah.
But what player in your eyes has really stood out to you as like, man, I love what I'm seeing from him. I mean, Bam looks like he's taken a kind of a step forward.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we know what he could do, and I know Evan jokes with overrated, but Bam, and guys, we talk about everything on here.
Yeah.
Panthers, Heat, Marlins, Dolphins, etc. But we're going to touch on Heat here, and we're going to wrap it up in just a little bit because we are on vacation, and Alex is freezing his cojones off. But I have a heater. He didn't want the heater. He's trying to be brave, but I can see he's suffering. But what player? Obviously, obviously, I love what Duncan's doing.
Yeah,
I love what he's doing. Obviously, his shoot up three, his pull up three, but also his inside game.
Yes,
really. Come along. But also, but I got to keep going to my guy, dude, Jaime.
Yeah,
love what I'm seeing from Jaime, man, and I can't wait. That's what I really want to do. I want to go and finish this game. But Jaime, man, what player though? If it is Jaime, that's fine. But I want you to touch on this player, and I want you to tell me what player to you is standing out to you that really surprising you. You just love what you're seeing, and who the player is.
Honestly, Bob, I didn't want to do it, but it's literally every player has stepped up above what was expected from him.
Yes,
So
yeah,
it's a
that's
whole
fair.
communal
That's
thing.
fair.
It's someone that, for example, in basketball, very rarely do you see improvements across the board from every single player.
Yeah.
In a season, usually you're going to see the regression. Okay, we saw it with Jimmy earlier. I'll put that as an example. Why? I hate when players don't play preseason games.
Yes.
In the NBA, because there is rust. I don't care how much practicing, how much scrimmaging you do. There's nothing like game speed. When you don't have game speed under your belt, you're going to struggle a little bit. You're going to be rusty. Now, to me, the evolution of Jimmy's game, where before, like his first year here, the second year here, people were saying that he didn't have a shooting, like he didn't have a mid-range game. He couldn't shoot from deep. Jimmy's shooting 50% from three, 56%, I think, overall true shooting percentage. Duncan Robinson, I told you yesterday, shooting 53% on pull-up threes. That's unheard of. But the one that sticks out because is a nucleus. And once again, this happens, and I tell you, there's a blessing in everything. Tyler Hero goes down, right? Tyler Hero was having an all-NBA season, averaging 26 points. He was scoring, that he was struggling. He was trying to pull him up. He gets hurt. Who steps up? Duncan has a bigger role. Hyman has a bigger role. Hyman, I believe he hasn't sat out in fourth quarter when the game is tight. When the game is like 15, 16, Spo obviously rest everybody.
Yeah.
But it's been a blessing where you move Love from the starting lineup. You start Highsmith. To me, the Highsmith evolution, that's behind the scenes. People don't realize that. People don't understand. And there was a scene today that in the G League, there was the trio of Nikola Jovic, Jamal Cain, and Swider, Cole Swider, I think.
Swider, yeah.
Those three right there, Bob, those are rotational pieces next year. If Martin is gone. Like, people do not realize what we have in cycle. But if I had to pick one player, I think the X factor has been what Jaime gives him off the bench. Do I think eventually Jaime could start in place of Jimmy when Jimmy retires or Jimmy gets hurt? Absolutely. Jaime can slide right into that role. And that's why I told you yesterday what Jimmy said about Nikola when he went to see him at the G League. He's like, he's going to be helping out this franchise long after I'm gone. Yeah. People start thinking about, oh, he's going to leave. No. He's talking about retirement, which reinforces to me what I envisioned with this team. They were not going to trade their top prospect for Dame Lillard. They were going to a certain extent. Yeah. They weren't going to do it for Drew Holiday. This team actually believes in who they have. And now people are going to talk about Zach LaVine. We're not going to trade top prospect for Zach LaVine. So those are things that this build can look like the Denver Nuggets build, where you have perennial contending years and developing years.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
You just said no to Zach LaVine.
Yes.
We're giving up big pieces for Zach LaVine.
Yes.
Is there any one player around the NBA who could be available that you are willing to like, man, he'd be good for this team? And who would you be willing to give up for that guy? Because you got to get who?
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, so I'm talking. You're going superstar level.
When Anthony Edwards becomes available, I do believe he's going to be on Miami Heat.
Okay,
I'm gonna say it flat out, and I do believe they'll move some pieces for him in the eventuality that happens.
Okay,
but this
now that player, you're not afraid, like you'll say, okay, you whatever you got to give for him.
To Anthony Edwards, to me,
he's special.
When I see him play, I think he's right now. I believe he's top 5 NBA. Anthony Edwards. If I had to start a franchise,
because I know how you are. Because when it comes to superstars, you're like, dude, I'm willing to give up that, but I'm not going to give up this.
Yeah.
Where Anthony Edwards, it's like, okay,
Anthony
let's say, I mean, you don't want to give up all your pieces, but that's a guy you'll know that guy's it could be your future.
For example, right now, even for LaVine, and people are going to call me crazy, for LaVine, I wouldn't give up Jaime. I wouldn't give up Duncan Robinson because it changes the dynamic of what I'm trying to build. I have what I have in LaVine. I have Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
Like, LaVine is a scorer. LaVine is.
I don't know what he does for your team. That's the difference.
He doesn't make a difference.
You asked me the other day. You asked me this question.
Yes.
You said,
does he improve your team?
You said Tyler Hero or would you be, what can LaVine give you that Tyler Hero? So who's the better player right now?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't think that's the question. I think the question is, what can they do for the Heat?
Exactly.
We saw what Tyler could do for what he did for himself, 26 points a game, but the Heat were struggling.
Yeah.
But if you bring in LaVine in here, does that help the Heat? Does that keep them balanced?
You see,
that's my thing.
I don't think it does, because even with the Hero situation, Caleb Martin
DeRozan will. I think DeRozan would.
DeRozan comes at a minimal cost, and DeRozan can change.
What are you giving up for DeRozan?
DeRozan, I'll give up a few first, and Kyle Lowry because you need to match up contracts. But even Kyle Lowry shut me up because I really thought he was going to be an issue. I saw Josh Richardson has gotten better. I envisioned a starting lineup of Richardson with Hero because I liked Lowry in the second unit. But the moment you remove Love and you just leave Lowry in your first unit, Lowry has that role where he plays. He starts the game, but then if you notice, Lowry doesn't play the next 8-10 minute stretches. So Lowry he's a seasoned veteran. He can still do that. He can still organize your offense. He can still hit 3-pointers. He can still hit three-point shot. So he's defensively, he's always at the right place. He's slower than he was, but he's not a bad 37-year-old to have.
No.
Like his game has aged gracefully in his role now, where he's not coming off the bench, but he's still 20 minutes a game. So, but I would not give up more than possibly maybe a first pick swap for DeRozan, and you're going to make salaries match. I do believe, and I know they love Caleb Martin, but I do believe that might be a topic of discussion because they might have to let him walk in the offseason.
Who would you rather give? Let me ask you, because I want Chip had some comments in there, but I want who would you rather if you had to give up one
between who?
Hero and Robinson in a deal?
Between Hero and Robinson?
If you had to give up one to make a deal work, who would you rather? If they said, Alex, you choose, you got to pick one player to move. Who are you moving?
Damn, bro. I mean, it all depends on who the player is, who I'm getting in return. Because Robinson fits in any offense. Hero, that people undervalue Hero, and I know why. Because, for example, Hero is scoring a lot. But the Heat are struggling. If Hero's not pulling that weight, we're getting blown out every single one of those games because Jimmy's not healthy. Jimmy's sitting out. Bam and Hero were pulling us through those games, and there's a value in having Robinson being a two-dimensional player. Where Duncan Robinson, people are like, oh my God, I didn't know Duncan Robinson could do this. Duncan Robinson was doing this in the G League. Max Strus took his spot. I know he lost a little bit of his confidence. Duncan Robinson's always been this player before.
Yeah.
Now he's playing comfortable again. So it all comes down to the player
you're getting back.
Huh?
Your player.
Yeah, it has to be the player I'm getting back because I gotta know. People undervalue Tyler Hero.
All right, but let's be blind here.
Yeah.
Okay, whether it's a Levine or a DeRozan, let's say they're one of those two guys.
Yeah.
And you're saying, man, you got to pick one of these guys to add to this deal, get this deal done. Who is it?
It's gonna hurt me, Robinson, because I got Swindler coming up. Like that's the same thing with Max Strus.
We don't know what's to me.
That's,
honestly,
I know, man.
Right here, honestly, I'd move Hero.
And who we get back? You said
that's the thing. Well, so you got. I'm going blind, right? Because I see Robinson as a glue piece. I see Robinson how he rolls with Bam, what he rolls with Jaime.
Yes.
I mean, his inside game is getting better. His shooting game is better. I mean, he's that guy in a playoff run. The way he's playing right now, of course, he's a veteran in that already. So is Hero,
of course.
But he's a guy in a playoff run that could possibly take over a game for you in regards of late scoring. Where all of a sudden you got the fourth quarter run and you're down by 15 and takes it back.
Hero could do that on steroids because that's what people don't realize with Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero can get you a bucket in any situation. Duncan Robinson could get you at times, and you can scheme him open.
But the thing is, Hero as a piece is more attracted to other teams.
Absolutely.
But also at the same time, he said, he could do that on steroids. But at the same time, if you look at the way Jaime is doing, and you got Jimmy the way Jimmy is playing, and Bam the way he's going, and then you see the glue piece that Robinson is. To me, it's a better fit. It becomes Hero. To me, Hero starts becoming an outside piece.
You know who,
especially when you're watching him outside the lineup and what the Heat are doing right now.
Oh yeah. And still, we're winning games. Our half court offense is still struggling. People don't see that. Right now we're a transition team, and that's where Robinson comes in. But you know what I do? I do believe one player to keep an eye on is Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell. I do believe they'll move Hero for a Donovan Mitchell situation. Because we got to see how it plays out this offseason. Because Donovan Mitchell, most likely, if he doesn't sign his supermax, because I believe Donovan Mitchell is eligible to sign, if he makes it known that he's not going to resign with Cleveland, and all depends what Cleveland does. Look how exciting was Cleveland for last year. This is how quick people don't realize this. This is how quick things change in the NBA. Out of all the leagues, I know it happens in the NFL too, and maybe in Major League Baseball, but sometimes the quickest turnarounds are in the NBA. Cleveland last year, we were all excited. They have a young future, blah, blah, blah. They signed Strus. If Cleveland struggles this year, now that window of young players to a championship, you're like, we're not going to win with these guys.
No.
Orlando's getting strong. OKC is top 2 in the West already. Like, people don't. Minnesota is the number 1 ranked team, I think, power rankings in ESPN. Like, those are things that people don't envision. I'm like, and look at Minnesota. They really haven't changed their nucleus, but they changed their style of play. Who did they make their main guy? Anthony Edwards. Karl Anthony Towns. He's a complementary piece now. Like, just schematic changes can change your season. So if Cleveland comes to the table and is like, dude, we're not going to win with Mitchell. Mitchell's not going to resign with us. We got to trade him. So now you start, and then you start bidding, because that's what you keep. If you notice, Miami's competitive. Miami's a better team than it is now. And we haven't given up shit to anybody, Bob.
No.
We still have all our picks.
Yep.
We still have all our assets. And Milwaukee looks worse than it did before. I know Dame Lillard's still Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
But you're missing Drew Holiday. That's what Boston hasn't missed a step with Drew Holiday coming in for Marcus Smart. And obviously acquiring Porzingis, where people don't understand this about players. Porzingis, when he's the main guy, he's not as productive as now. He's the third guy, third or fourth scorer on his team. What he's going to do? You have to pay attention to your top 3. You have to pay attention to Tatum. You have to pay attention to Brown. You have to pay out. What does Porzingis does? Drop 20 and 10, and people don't even notice.
Yep.
Because that's a name to keep an eye on. I want to see what Washington does with Gallinari. The Heat have always flirted with Gallinari as a rotational piece, as a veteran. So those are names that you're going to start.
Who did you give up for him?
Oh, no. That's a minimal thing.
Yeah.
To me, what comes down to, honestly, this year in season, obviously, the Lowry situation, if any catastrophic injury happens, maybe other players, but the number one thing is the Caleb Martin situation, because you got Highsmith, you got Hyman, you got Jamal Cain, you got a lot of people coming up. Are you going to re-sign Caleb Martin? Are you going to be able to? You're able to re-sign Caleb Martin. Do you want to go to attacks?
Yeah.
Which Caleb Martin, phenomenal story, phenomenal player, but you got Hyman, you still got Nikola playing in the G League. That you're probably going to move him up next year when Love probably retires or just resigns for a lesser role. Thomas Bryant might not come back. So those are a lot of things that are coming in. You can argue with it because Miami Heat are playing competitive basketball. You can argue Miami's still one of the most balanced teams in the NBA, and they can play with anybody.
Absolutely.
And they're clicking. So, and we're up 17 without Bam today.
Your wife making
Jesus Christ.
probably gonna get in trouble after this. It's 5 degrees in the No, I'm just kidding. See if she but
fuck 'em all.
yeah, oh man. So anyway, I'm very excited about Thanksgiving tomorrow. I cannot wait. Tati makes the best turkey. I know she keeps telling me to stop saying that, but she does. I'm really looking forward to some Oreo lasagna by my sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Bob, it's a bomb.
It better be the bomb.
You're gonna love it, man.
It better be the bomb.
You're gonna love it.
She's just I saw her stretches yesterday. Her preparation stretches. I was like, no wonder he put a ring on it.
A lot of smashing the Oreo. Down and dirty. Elbows, that's right. Get on all fours, baby. Get on all fours.
But oh man, Chip, man, I appreciate you for watching. Everybody tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We're gonna wrap this up, keep it short. Family's waiting on us, but I will see you guys on Friday morning for the Miami Dolphins pregame show. Well, actually, Friday afternoon it'll be 12 noon because Dolphins play at 2. Mandy's waiting to come outside. She has to go. So until then, like, subscribe, and most importantly,
Fins up.
Peace out.